Howdy all, we're looking at the AxeTrak. This is a silent recording cabinet. What that means is, instead of miking up your amplifier, there's a mic and a speaker inside this box, which is essentially silent. So what you do, you bypass your amplifier speaker, plug into this, and the output from this goes into your recording desk, or PA system if you want to use it for a PA, and you can record without having the noise of your amplifier. Now this has been great. I've used this at 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's just, you can't hear it. It's very, very quiet. There's a little noise. It's got a 6-inch driver, but yeah, it's minimal. You won't even wake up someone in the next room. It's that quiet. And I'm going to show you a bit about it. Now on this panel, this is the input and output section. So we have an input. So from your speaker that you've disconnected from your amp, you then run a speaker cable into the input, and that will be using the speaker built into this. Now it also has an output here, XLR output, which is perfect, which is a basic standard sort of Canon microphone cable to your interface, and this is a high cut switch. Now the small problem I have with this is, with some amps or some tones, it's hard to hear what difference this makes. It would have been handy to have, you know, knowing which way's on. It's not what you kind of expect, like high cut's actually that way, not this way. So at least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Alright, this is the top of the unit. What we have is a screw here, and what this does actually turns the microphone that's built into the cabinet. So at the moment it's off axis, so the speaker would be, actually the speaker would be on, well, I don't know which side it's on. It's either this side or this side. So what it does, it actually turns the mic from off axis to directly on axis. So from sort of sideways to the edge to straight on. And this greatly changes your tone. So you need like a quarter or a 10-cent coin or wherever you're from, and you just turn this to there. Now that's directly pointing at the mic, at the speaker, and that way is off axis. So that's nice and easy to use. Now down here we have a plug, and what this does, say you want a little bit more monitoring out of the box, you can actually unscrew this and it will become a lot louder. It's not unbearably loud or anything, but what it does, it say increases the volume of the box by, or the audible volume of the box by about 10-fold. And just by grabbing a key or a coin, unscrewing this, just this little plastic thing here makes a huge difference to the amount of audio that comes out of this. These guys have done an amazing job at soundproofing this box. With this in, it's dead quiet. With it out, you can hear, you can hear enough to make you happy if you need that. And it's also got a fuse here. So if you plug in, say, a 100-watt amp and you crank it, it's going to blow the fuse before it'll blow the speaker, which is a great feature. It's perfect for amps up to, I think, around 50 watts. I've cranked a Fender Blues Deluxe amp, which is a 45-watt amp, through this, and I've had it on 10 and it's handled it perfectly. A Vox AC30 and a Vox AC15. I find that cleaner amps are the ones that give you a better sound, and I've also used a couple of other amps as well. I used a Victoria Regal through this and it was great. And it doesn't really sound like a 6-inch speaker until you start going below 30-watt amp. I found I've got a 6-watt Mad Amp amplifier which I use with this, and it really starts to sound like a smaller speaker. Anything above, at 30 watts or above, sounds great in this unit. Anything under that, it can sound a little boxy and compressed. And yeah, I'm going to show you some demos of what I've done with the AxeTrak, and you can check it out. Here's a sample of the AxeTrak. I recorded this with my 1952 reissue Telecaster with Joe Barton pickups through my Fender Blues Deluxe amplifier, and straight from that into the AxeTrak, and then from that into my interface, which is the recording. So I'll just widen this up a little bit here. I'm also playing on the neck pickup, and this is a bit of an example of, it can sound a little muddy, but generally the AxeTrak does a pretty awesome job at capturing something that sounds bigger than what it is. It's a lightweight, small unit. So here we go. I'm going to solo the track and then I'll play it with the backing track. Alright, now as you can tell, that was definitely a tube amp, and that's what I like about it. You can get a nice tube tone at a room volume when you're recording that doesn't destroy it. So let's play that in the mix. I've also done a lot of the rhythm tracks on this song with the AxeTrak as well. But for now, let's just solo this here and see what we got. See how it sounds in the mix. See if you can tell that it's coming out of that. So there it is. There's one good example of the AxeTrak in action, and I'll show you a couple more. Alright, here's another track that I used my Fender Blues Deluxe amplifier on through the AxeTrak, and this is a cleaner, more subtle rhythm track that's sort of sitting in the background. As you can hear, just sounds like a Fender amp.